Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. So, guys, I want to bring you the political updates on what is happening in the political scene in Nigeria. Now, let's quickly begin. You can see northern Nigeria is taking the lead, guys, ahead of 2027 election. Right from the time Peter will be merged with Conquest. So these guys have been on the streets trying to create awareness of Mr. Peter Obi, selling him to Northerners. And guess what? Many people are buying into the vision. Many people are now accepting Peter Obi like never. Like you can see, it is the OK movement. And guess what? Even some many APC members have been defecting, guys. They've been defecting in their droves. So, guys, the North is taking the lead in this campaign ahead of 2027. There is no two ways about it. It's just Peter Obi or nothing. The Kwankwasia movement in Kano State, many APC members are now dumping APC for the NDC. Like you can see, even Daily Post captured that it says Kano APC suffers setback as members dump party for NDC. NDC is the new bride now. Who will not dump the APC? At this moment, when Nigerians are discovering that even ghost councils are being created under the APC leadership, they are being given money from the budget, the money they are borrowing, given to agencies that never existed, guys. So the Kano State is experiencing a new wave of defection from the APC to the NDC, guys. Many people are realizing that the Muslim ticket was really a fraud, as in it was a fraud, never meant to favor northern Nigeria, neither was it meant to favor the South. It's all about Tinubu and his cronies, Tinubu and all those who are, in his in his cycle. Now, you can see majority of these people are young people. They've been taking the lead in creating grassroots campaign awareness in the North. And like you can see, Northern Nigeria is buying into this vision, guys. It is not just Kanu alone. Kwankwasia Group has, also become very strong in other states, though Kano is in the lead. And now APC members are now leaving the party for the NDC, guys. No wonder Tinubu wants the party, wants NDC crushed at all costs, guys. Now, Peter Obi has told Tinubu to resign or shelve re-election bid over worsening security. Peter Obi is telling Tinubu, just step down because it's getting out of hand. Or don't even vie for a second term because you've got nothing to tell Nigerians as to why they should vote you. And you can see many Northerners are really buying into Peter Obi's vision these days, guys. Many of them, no matter what, somebody came out and said before now that Northern leaders told them that, someone like Nnamdi is a terrorist, but now they are realizing that he was actually speaking for them. So today, many people are coming to this awareness that for the fact that Peter Obi is from the Southeast, provided he can steer the leadership of this country to another level, why are we not going to embrace him? So you can see that northern youth, especially those of them who are learned, they are the forefront of supporting Peter Obi and Kwankwaso himself, as many APC members are now dumping APC party, guys, ahead of 2027 election. Kano APC suffers setback as members dump party for the NDC. So the NDC is a new bride, even though, Tinubu's government is looking for all means to crush the NDC. You can still see that Nigerians still have that trust. Now, Nigerians were shocked when Peter Obi revealed that Makinde told him that since the Oyo students were kidnapped, that Tinubu has not called. Guys, Tinubu is always said to be somebody who does not forgive. He does not, as in, if Tinubu vows not to forgive you, he will never forgive you. That's just his kind of person. That's how he plays his politics. That's why you see people being scared of him. So I'm just wondering the kind of politics Tinubu is playing to the point of children as young as 2, 3, 4, 5 years were kidnapped into the forest. And Tinubu has not deemed it necessary to call the Oyo State governor to even say, okay, let's discuss on how to go get these children back, guys. I bet you it will take God's divine intervention for these children to come back, because there is no leadership on ground. For the fact that Tinubu has not called the governor of the state to even say, oh, I heard something happened in your state, that has a lot to say about what we are going through in this country. Tinubu just woke up and said, Melokon is my tongue. He does not even understand what leadership is all about. How do we have 40-something children, teachers in the bush, and Tinubu has not called Makinde? Guys, Peter Obi is the one revealing this, that as he was discussing with Makinde, he was shocked to hear that, to hear from Makinde, like you can see this headline here, say, oh, your abduction. Makinde told me Tinubu never called, shouldn't seek re-election. Peter Obi is saying Tinubu is not qualified to be at the helms of affair of this country, that they kidnapped how many of your children. For the fact that Makinde wants to become president, you want to become president, he now sees Makinde as an enemy, even though both of them are from the same Southwest. So it's not about keeping the Southwest people safe. It's about Tinubu returning back to power, guys. Can you imagine this kind of leadership, self-centered leadership? And that's why we have many Nigerians in the bushes today. They don't care. Whatever they are doing today is just to warn Nigerians, to deceive them, to see if they can get some votes, guys. So this headline reads for that. It says the presidential candidate of the NDC in the 2027 election, P2B, has claimed that Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde told him President Bola Tinubu has not contacted him more than 50 days after the abduction of school children in the state, describing the development as evidence of worsening leadership crisis. Guys, myself, when I saw this headline, I was like, God, can you imagine if terrorists kidnap Seyi Tinubu, and then Tinubu will not shake body for more than 50 years today? Sorry, 50 days now that these children have been in captivity. Nobody knows how they are faring, you know? Now, the Tinubu's government is said to have not even contacted. So, the IG of police, how is the IG of police going to help to liberate these children? Because he's totally loyal to Tinubu, Air Force loyal to Tinubu, military loyal to Tinubu. And if Tinubu has not contacted the state governor, tell me how the state governor is going to, be able to get these children back. Now, this person reacted to this headline saying, but to my utmost shock, I discovered that, contrary to my assumption that there had been a regular communication over the matter, Governor Makinde had not received a single call from President Bola Tinubu. Peter Obi, is this not the highest level of wickedness and insensitivity? So because Makinde is in opposition, and the federal government should abandon him and all your students, since when did we prioritize politics over human lives, guys? It is very touching. It is very touchy. Even when Very Dark Man went to campaign, went to protest in Oyo State, Makinde said they cannot even do anything without order from Abuja. That they cannot do. If he wants to use the police for anything, he has to get approval from the IG of police. As in, even in the course of that kidnapping, Makinde cannot even call the police and say, yeah, come and do this. He has to get approval from Abuja, guys. All these things, look at how centralized power is, and the people who are holding power, they don't even know how to use it for the good of the people. Now, this guy is giving a suggestion, which I think there might be sense in it. He's saying that Peter Obi should really hire people, or the NDC should hire people who will go from door to door to go and tell people how bad the APC has failed Nigerians, because we cannot afford to miss 2027, guys. I mean, the message is very clear. This time around, we really need to mobilize. We really need to talk to people. We really need to do beyond what we did. And above that, protect our vote. So let me read out what he wrote here. Innocent Tinu is dropping Peter Obi some sharp expo on how to outsmart and navigate Tinubu and his ally strategy. So he's giving Peter Obi, this person call it this Tunde Ednot fan. Okay, he's saying that He's giving Peter Obi expo on how to outsmart Peter Obi. Simple way for Obi to win, but it costs huge money. The biggest problem Obi campaign is having is that he's not ready to spend money. He's trying to tell people who are hungry that they should use their sense. A brain operation by an empty stomach can work. Here is the pathway. Apply the Jehovah Witness style. Hire like 200 people in every local government. Let them go from door to door, educating people about the consequences of their votes and how to vote. Help those who have difficulty in getting their PVC to get it, either by providing transport fees, chop money, data, etc. When you get them politically educated and involved in it, they become disciples and no one can buy their vote. And on election day, you must have two of your trained NDC personnel in every of the 176 plus thousand polling booths across Nigeria. It means you have to hire about 350K people before and on election day and pay them their daily pay to watch and record happenings. This is how it is done in the US and many developed world. It will cost you billions of naira, but will guarantee you a win. But they give shishi now where the wahala dey, guys. Now, I'm looking at it from two different perspectives. Yes, his suggestion make a lot of sense, guys. His suggestion make a lot of sense. We really need disciples because as it stands now, Tinubu is a bit ahead to have gathered all the 32 governors on his side. But it's not still helping him because he's afraid of Peter Obi. If Peter Obi can, with all the popularity he has gained, look at northern Nigeria now. Many APC members are leaving the APC for NDC. It means that Peter Obi is really gaining a lot of popularity in the north. Now, add that to having some ground soldiers who are going from door to door, helping people. Guys, there is this lady from Port Harcourt. That's what she does in the morning. She will just go out to go help people to register for PVC, to go help talk to people about NDC. I think that's just what this guy is trying to say. I think if we can get this, it's going to really help because as it stands now, Tinubu is just waiting to use the INEC and judiciary. That is why with all the scandals that is happening in Nigeria, they don't even care about if Nigerians will vote for them or not. Now, talking about Tinubu and all their plans to destroy the NDC, this man who is an obedient is saying 2027, there will be revolution, anarchy, if NDC not on the ballots, guys, because we know that somebody is beating the drum that we saw people dancing in court recently, that if there is no NDC, then there won't be any election. Nigerians have said it before now. Now they keep the Osun state government is also raising alarm that despite court ruling, Bola Tinubu government withhold 202 billion Osun local government allocation for 15 months, guys. If you are not in Tinubu's book, you automatically becomes his enemy. You see what he's doing to Marking Day. For Tinubu not to have called Marking Day is really telling that Tinubu is not a father. I mean, you have 2-year-old. The woman was backing a child that made a video that the terrorist posted on the social media, had a 2-year-old on her back, and that child is still in captivity, Now, this is the same thing that this headline is saying. Tinubu hasn't called Makinde since for your school children abduction. Nearly 2 months ago, Peter Obi is saying that, guys, this is the worst thing I've seen on the internet today. For the fact that Tinubu has not called Makinde, it means that Tinubu is not really behaving like a father at all. It's all about politics. Now, this is the doctor who was arrested for conducting a test for Nnamdi Kanu. A doctor is said to have been arrested. He's a professor, but he was arrested by the DSS because he went and conducted health-related investigation for Nnamdi Kanu, an independent investigation. And he came up saying that all the things that the DSS has been saying about Nnamdi Kanu are all opposite of what he himself, the result that himself he got. But guess what? The DSS released him. But happy to hear that the DSS has released him days after he was held. So you can see here, it says, just in, the Enugu branch of Nigeria Medical Association has strongly condemned the arrest of an internationally acclaimed cardiothoracic surgeon, Emeritus Professor Martin Agaji. He was arrested in his residence in Enugu in the early hours of Friday. And the news has it today that he has finally been released after spending few days in custody. Now, former President Jonathan dismisses report that he received 500 billion offer to contest against Peter Obi in 2027. Guys, many people want Jonathan. Don't come and rubbish yourself. Now it has started. Though. Many people told him, even the bishop was telling Mr. Man, you left office with honor. Please go and keep that your honor. Even the international community acknowledges you. Sorry for that. But you can see now the scandal has started. They say Jonathan collected 500 billion so that he can contest against Peter Obi and split Peter Obi's vote. And now Jonathan is coming out to say nothing like that happened. I didn't receive any money, guys. If I were to be in his shoes, I wouldn't have even attempted saying I am thinking about running, because Nigerian politicians know how to mess you up. Check all those who worked with Tinubu. They are they are being disgraced, every day. Now he is in the news for the wrong reason, being accused to have collected 500 billion offer to contest against Peter Obi, and he's saying it's a lie. Guys, it would have been better Jonathan never appeared, guys, that he is running for president, to avoid all the wahala in the political space in Nigeria, guys.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. Please go and collect your PVC. Go and collect your PVC. Let's chase this criminal government out of power. APC government has become so cancerous.
Honestly.
And they are infiltrating every system. What you are hearing concerning Bajabiamila is just a tip of the iceberg.
Honestly.
The criminality that is happening in this government did not happen under Jonathan. Please, Nigerians, it's about our destiny. It's about our collective future. And we must rise up and vote this criminal entity, this cancerous APC government out of power. By whatever means, we must make sure we chase them out of power. 2027 is going to be both ballot-based revolution and other ways of revolution. We can't continue like this. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
The criminality in this government is better imagined than experienced. Nigerians, go get your PVC and let's vote out these criminals and let's defend our vote to the later. Enough is enough. We want a good future for our children. We want a good tomorrow for the next generation unborn. Please, guys, let's do it.
Let's do it. Nigerians, the message is clear. Everybody is tired. Like somebody said, it is only the insane that will be supporting the APC with what is realistic today in Nigeria, what we can all see. That is only somebody who is not okay. That was, for what reason will you be supporting the APC, guys? Just tell me. Just make it make sense. This is a medical doctor saying, please, leave everything you are doing, go get your PVC. Because this government must be ousted, Now, okay, we've talked about Osun State. This is also the doctor I told you who conducted nnamdi Kanu's health diagnosis. He has been released. DSS releases ex-UNN Vice Chancellor Professor Agaji after days in custody. Guys, people are wondering, why is the DSS so obsessed with anything that has to do with Nnamdi Kanu? I don't know, guys. I don't know, honestly. The terrorists are busy doing everything they are doing, but they don't go after them. Now, Mr. Shehu is saying a president of Southeast extraction would herald a development revolution in Nigeria. That president is Peter Obi. He's available. It's left for Nigerians to elect him come 2027 or continue with the old order of corruption and slavery. It's a matter of choice, guys. We want something new. People have been saying this organization that is now being exposed to have been formed secretly. Only God knows how many more organizations have been formed under the Tinubu's government that Nigerians are not aware of, and they are siphoning money because appropriation, they gave them their own parts of the budget. So we don't even know if there are thousands of them. how they are siphoning all the money that they are borrowing. We want something different, guys. Peter Obi is a friend of Nigerian youth. He's a friend to Nigerian youth. He is somebody who listens, who goes around. Tinubu cannot be in the midst of these people without an aid. Tinubu cannot even be here without a military man surrounding everywhere. It's only Peter Obi that can create this time, move around, listen to people's plight, and try to see what he can do for them. This man is going to make a whole lot of changes. He has young, vibrant minds who are supporting him, who will bring their own ideas to the table, and Nigeria will totally be transformed. Now, this man here is saying that anybody voting Tinubu must be insane. I mean, voting for the APC.
Anybody that's supporting him is an evidence that that person is mad. So there is no need checking if somebody's mad. Just check if that person is supporting it.
Are you saying his cabinet?
Yes, that's what somebody will go and commission what they call bus stop, and you are clapping for him, and the couple will come and open it. Somebody will be 2 places, how many, and the couple will, is it not a shame? Look at what we are commissioning in Nigeria. Somebody will do 2-kilometer road and they will put ribbon and call president to come and commission. What nonsense, what a shame. Have you gone to China to see the type of food they are?
Hey, you go to China
with presidents. And we are here celebrating a 2-kilometer road without drainage.
Right.
A 2-kilometer road without a 12-inch thickness is what they are celebrating and commissioning. And you say we should clap for them. Go there next 6 months, you will see pothole everywhere. That's the road we are celebrating.
But not all the roads, though.
Not all the roads in Nigeria. There is no road that will last 50 years in Nigeria. Not all the Western world has seen the type of road they are doing there. They will do road 100 years, nothing will happen to that. But what are we doing here? Carry asphalt off road, the next day you see road not as good.
All right, thank you so much.
The support for Tinubu is a support for hardship. You understand? So no sensible person will support Tinubu. It is only foolish people, which we must always have some foolish people in our midst. It is only those foolish people that will come and support him and say, no, Tinubu is my brother. How Tinubu become your brother? Look at the escort his son is moving about with.
Honestly.
What has Tinubu done? Even to the Yoruba people, what has Tinubu done to improve their life? Go to the market, you see Yoruba people suffering also. Go to Oyonnax, Yoruba people is being kidnapped.
Guys.
But anybody that's supporting him is an evidence that that person is mad. So there is no need checking if somebody is mad. Just check if that person is supporting it.
Are you saying his cabinet?
He said there's no need checking if somebody is mad. Just check if the person is supporting APC. Hey, guys, Tinubu has rendered this country almost useless. You need to hear what is happening in this country. You will not believe it. Barrister Darlington, all the money that has disappeared under Tinubu is enough to set up a new country entirely. That's what Mr. Darlington is saying, that a new country can emerge from what Tinubu missing money.
This money must not go away. Plus so many other money. Because look, I'm waiting for the day any APC person will come and tell me that Tinubu is looking for money. He's a master strategy. I will quarrel with that person on this platform. I will. Because this is too much. Look at the amount of money that is just wasting. And we are here hungry, looking for money to eat and all that. Remember, somebody is threatening away our money. Calculate this money that we are talking about here. All the money that have disappeared under Tinubu. Is there not to set up a new country entirely? And this man just went there to squander the money without no accountability. And somebody are telling me here that we are going to go to Eldorado. Equity Eldorado. You go to Eldorado with money. You go to Eldorado with money. You grow a country with money. Not when the money has disappeared. You are telling me we are going to share prosperity where? There is no shared prosperity. What we are looking at here is shared starvation. So you are not supposed to wake up and ask Tinubu questions. Because this man doesn't know anything about governance. Nothing.
He doesn't know what is
All
happening.
those propaganda has been exposed now. He knows nothing about governance. That is the truth. He was in Lagos here. We saw what he did. So why do you think he will go and change in Abuja? A lot of money that nobody is giving account. And you are telling me that we have a president. Please.
Guys, a lot of money unaccounted for. A lot of money unaccounted for under Tinubu, and nobody, see, the Senate cannot question him. The House of Assembly cannot question him. Nobody, everybody is scared of Tinubu. Sometimes you just keep wondering, how come these politicians are always so scared of people like this? The same thing happened under Buhari. Buhari was walking as if he's going to die the next moment. But nobody could even call Buhari out. Nobody. Tinubu is busy giving contract to Chaugari, which is his business partner. And Nigerians, nobody can even ask him to make account on all the money that is being given to the man, the Chaugari.
This money must not go away.
Chaugari man,
Plus so many,
who is the one spearheading many of our projects in Nigeria. Like you can see, no competitive bidding, no feasibility study. Everything about Bola Tinubu's Coastal Highway project is a fraud. Henry Sheed. No competitive bidding. As in, they don't call different companies and say, okay, bring your price, tell us what you want to. You know how projects are being done. People bring their offers and tell you, okay, look at mine, look at mine, look at mine. You check the one that suits you. No, every project Tinubu gives to Chaugari. Every project, look at Omai. Many people are warning Omai now that he would think he's doing Tinubu favor. Let him not go to jail after years of serving Tinubu, because when all this money will be probed, he will not say he does not know. This one we are beginning to see that, or councils are being set up without due process. Now, no competition bidding, no feasibility study. Everything about Bola Tinubu's Coastal Highway project is fraud. Now, guys, it's not only the Coastal Highway. I think somebody said about 8 to 9 different projects are being given to Chaugari. I've come across a video where a man was saying, listing all kinds of key projects. When I say key, the major projects that are sucking Nigeria, like a mosquito sucks somebody, they are being given to Tinubu's business partner, because both of them own a company. Both of them are business partners. And each time he gets any project to do for Nigerians, he quickly shifts it to Chaugari, guys. That is what we are saying about leadership in this country. Tinubu is not even ready to make the necessary changes that we were expecting any government that comes in will want to do. Now, talking about insecurity, we've just talked about Oyo State governor, that he said Tinubu hasn't even deemed it necessary to call him and ask about, how to get these children back. Now, in Edo State, we all saw this video where the Oba of Benin gathered all the priests and all the babalawos, all those traditionalists. They came in and began to do sacrifice to secure their state, so that people will not be kidnapped again, because the government has failed. Tinubu has totally failed. When you see them saying they want to set up community police, it's because of election. Are they just waking up now to know that insecurity is everywhere?
Yesterday, the Oba of Benin came out with all the native doctors, all the kings. He said, come out. May we use our power to fight this insecurity. Okay? They say yesterday, fear just there everywhere. As the Oba lifted his staff of authority and begin to lay course, say in 7 days, if you dey inside forest, whether you be kidnapped, whether you be bandit, he say in 7 days, if you no buy there, maybe no say, no being be of Oba of Bini, Oba Poroporo. Yes, now this guy, you don't understand. Yesterday, the Oba of Bini.
Guys, this is just all about failure of leadership. People are now resorting to traditionalists fighting insecurity. The same thing Ooni of Ife told the traditionalists in Yoruba land, that they should use their traditional power to fight insecurity. This is it, because there is no leadership, but the Yorubas are scared to talk. The leaders are scared to talk. Nobody wants to be an enemy of Tinubu, because if you speak against him now, you are going to be his enemy for life. Tinubu hardly forgives. So people are scared to talk. And that's why people are now left to their own fate. You are your own security in Nigeria. Nobody cares. Many people in the bush now. Now, Mr. Falana is saying police arrest fake DG involved in this, the scandal. His father has been arrested in Ogbomosho. That's what, meaning that this man who is said to have linked up with Femi Gbajabiamila, his father has been arrested. Police has arrested the father. Guys, many people have said this man shouldn't buy you because he needs to reveal more on what has happened. So this is still on Sheyi Makinde. They told me that he has not received a single call from President Tinubu since abduction of 37 people. We know it's 40-something people. 37 children plus teachers. That's 40 something, guys. It's very, very sad, hearing that coming from Makinde, a Yoruba leader himself too. Tinubu must account for all financial atrocities and his government under his government after leaving office in 2027. Social commentator react to alleged 8.8 trillion naira spent outside of the budget of Nigeria, guys. When they took that budget to the National Assembly, they were singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Stand." They abandoned the Nigerian national anthem. We didn't know that that budget wasn't even for the people. It's just for themselves, guys. It's becoming clearer. Now, coming to Tinubu again, the NEL fund that the Tinubu's government said is going to better the life of students, there's already a scandal in it, because like people are now saying that majority of the things happening, Tinubu is not aware. He does not have that cognitive strength to even know what is happening. You have seen Tinubu in some occasions trying to answer interviews or try to respond to people's questions. He will always gulf. Anytime he comes out or he's being interviewed, he will always talk out of point. That tells you that Tinubu no day here again, as in he is cognitively is not that mentally strong to spearhead this country. Now, just in the Nigerian Education Loan Fund is investigating about 34 tertiary institutions over allegation that they failed to refund students whose tuition fees were paid twice under the federal government student loan. Guys, they are telling us now that they paid some students money 2 times. Do you know that this might be a strategy to siphon money? And then the APC will come and tell us that they mistakenly paid in 34 universities, guys. 34 universities, they have cases of double payment. And now, the fact that Tinubu's government is dragging those universities to refund the money. Maybe the universities are even saying, we didn't even see the money. It does not even concern us how the students were paid 2 times. Can you imagine 34 tertiary institutions over allegation that they failed to refund students whose tuition fees were paid twice under the federal government student loan scheme? Managing Director Akintunde Soya has said, guys, you see, this is how they are siphoning the money that the Nigerian people are going to be paying. All the loan, if you ask Tinubu what he has done, now he'll tell you under Tinubu's government that students can now borrow and then pay later. But see, the scandal, 34 high institutions. So, Showore was in court today and his members all appeared to support him.
Who is a criminal? Tinubu is a criminal. Tinubu is a criminal. Who is the bandit? Tinubu is a bandit. Who is the terrorist? Tinubu is a terrorist. Who is the criminal? Tinubu is a criminal. Who is corruption? Who is the criminal? Tinubu is a bandit.
So these are Showore's supporters who came to the court as he appeared before the judge again today. Insecurity for the sake of our dear country. Tinubu should either resign or abstain from seeking re-election. This is the best advice anybody who loves Tinubu can give him. Now, the man doesn't have anything to campaign with. You know, he doesn't have anything to tell Nigerians that vote for me because I build roads, I build new hospitals, I made school fees affordable, I stop insecurity. Tinubu has none of those to tell Nigerians. Rather, it's from one scandal to another scandal happening under his government, which is now being said that he is not even aware of all the things they are doing behind him. They will just bring form for him to fill, to go and borrow money. Tinubu will sign. They will go and bring in the money, and then they will be siphoning it. Tinubu, whether he knows or he doesn't know, only God knows, guys. This is the kind of leadership we have in Nigeria today. Now, talking about the insecurity in Nigeria, guys, this is the governor of Plateau State. If you can remember, in the last election, the people of Plateau rejected the APC. They needed something different, and they voted for the PDP because Labour Party didn't have a governorship candidate. This is the man they were thinking was coming to bring that change. But guess what? He has joined the Tinubu's government today, and see what he's saying. For us in Plateau State, it is Tinubu or nothing. Hey, he has done more for us than any other leader, done more in terms of the killings happening in Plateau State. I mean, if you go to Reverend Ezekiel Dachumo's page, guys, it's like a daily occurrence. People are being killed, people are being buried in Nigeria. And this man is saying that Tinubu has done more for them than any other leader, guys. If you check, you see that all these APC chieftains are being forced to come and say, you must come out to say something about Tinubu. Just check, just be watching the headlines. You see Dave Umahi will come out telling Ndibu, hey, Tinubu has done so much for us. Tinubu has done, tell me what he has done for Ndibu. We don't know. You see this man now, his people are dying. He has come out to say Tinubu has done more for us than any other leader. Tinubu that got to an airport and said he needs to leave the airport because there was no light. The same Tinubu that went to Benue and said he cannot get to where the attacks happened because the roads were bad. The same Tinubu, you know, all these people are blowing trumpet for. And that's why somebody is saying that if you are supporting the APC, you need to be checked if you are really fine, you know. IMF confirmed 8.3 trillion missing from Tinubu's budget. Taiwo Oyedele caught lying about shadow budget. IMF said this money is missing, but the Minister of Finance came out saying, no, it's not missing, and all that. We know that the truth can never be told under the Tinubu's leadership, guys. The truth is always far from the people, from the APC members. Sorry, I just missed. There's a particular video I want to share with you guys. This guy, who is also a pastor, has raised alarm that they want to arrest him because he was in Plateau State, where, not Plateau, he was in, I think that was in Kaduna, where he demanded for the release of kidnapped victims. And after he raised that alarm, police is now trying to arrest him. And it is being said that some of the children who are in captivity have died. Now listen to what
I woke up this morning with a very, very disturbing news. I mean, very, very disturbing. The first call that will call me this morning was a distressing call. And it is a call from one of our friends at Ariko community. And he told me about the situation report of the victims that were kidnapped, of the 37 victims of Ariko community that were kidnapped. He told me that amongst them, there are 6 children. Amongst the children, there's 6 of them are dead now. 6 of them are dead and 2 women are dead. So they've lost 8. 6 children and 2 women are dead amongst the victims. And I asked him, how did he know? And he said, oh, it's from somebody that was released from another community. Now I got to understand the major thing about why they actually attacked Ariko community. You see, in the north there, within those communities, Fulanis are collecting tax, levies from communities. These Fulani judges will go and the communities will go and negotiate with them. They'll negotiate with them. They'll tell them this is what they'll be paying them either monthly or weekly, and then and some other benefits, so that they will not attack them. But Ariko community refused to negotiate with these terrorists, with these Fulani jihadists, and so that was why they decided to kidnap them. They attacked them and kidnapped them because they did not negotiate with the Fulanis. And so when they took them, so one of the deals. Now listen, one of the conditions for the deals is that they can go and kidnap people from one community and bring them to your community to keep them. Because the guy said, when they released him, the guy, he was once kidnapped. So he said he knows the place where the people are being kept. And in fact, he said there was a time the Nigerian army came there, to that community, to that bush, to that village, but they did not rescue the people. They left. They thought that as they saw them, they were going to rescue them. They did not rescue them. They left. And so they left them there. So the Ariko community was attacked simply because they did not yield or they did not submit to the Fulanis by paying them levies and all those things. You know the way they do it in Katsina and all those places where communities go and negotiate and then they'll be paying them some levies either from their food produce or in money, they'll be paying them. But this community refused to negotiate. And that is why they attacked them. And so amongst those that were taken, 6 children were dead based on the report that I received this early morning, the first call that I received this morning. It was heartbreaking. I couldn't stop shouting, Jesus, 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 Jesus. 6 children and 2 women. Now, shouldn't this be the priority for the government officials and all the people within Kaduna State and the other statement in Kaduna, the traditional rulers and the military and all that? No. Guess what is their focus? Arresting me, arresting us that came to protest. They are so focused on arresting us that they have abandoned the plight of their people. They have abandoned the plight of their people to rescue their people from the deaths of kidnapper. Rather, they are angry, they are angered that we came to protest on the 15th of last month. And so they are devising means to arrest us. Guess what they are doing? They are collaborating with KAN, Christian Association of Nigeria. They called us for a meeting. They called us for a meeting that they want to have a meeting. The vice chairman of KAN of Kachia local government called me. And he said, oh, that they want to have a meeting. That they have put together a meeting they want to discuss with us. And then that they also hear that we are planning another protest that they want to discuss with us. And that the protest and that the meeting will be taking place inside Kaduna town. And so that we should come. So I said, no problem, is that the case? I'm always open to anybody that is interested in helping the victims. I'm also open, I'm ready to collaborate. Not knowing that the government for terrorism through the Kachia local government chairman, and they are collaborating. They want to arrest us. So they said we should come for the meeting. But they didn't know that there is a God in heaven that reveals secrets. They didn't know that it will get to us, that the plan is that for me to come for that meeting, for my team to go, because I told them, I said I am in Port Harcourt, I will not be going for that meeting, but I'm going to send my team in Kaduna. So the plan is for my team to go, and while they get there, thinking they're going to attend the meeting, because the venue of the meeting that they scheduled is just opposite Kaduna State CID, so that they can arrest them from there and put them into the prison. They are more focused on arresting us for coming to protest that have ignored the plight of their people. They want to arrest us. I told them this was, I said, I wish I'm in Kaduna, because I would have gone for that meeting. You think you are crazy? No, you have not made craziness. I have a holy craziness abide inside of me. I am holily crazy. I told them, I wish I'm in Kaduna, I would have gone for that meeting. But I told my team, I said, don't go for the meeting. Because once we got the information that this was what they were planning, there was not actually going to be any meeting. They just wanted to drag us to come. The meeting was supposed to be on Saturday. And so the thing didn't understand, so they scheduled it for today, Monday. I told them not to go. Your children are dying in the deaths of kidnappers, 6 children. Your women are dying in the deaths of kidnapper and Kachia local government chairman and the KAN, compromised KAN, corrupt KAN. Your focus is on arresting me because I came to protest for your people, your children. In the deaths of kidnapper, are you not ashamed? Shame should be catching you. God will judge you all. Are you not ashamed that your focus is on arresting Claire team for coming to protest? Your all energy is on us, but you abandon your children. You all know where they are. The Agwam of Katari knows where they are. He collaborates with them. We know all these things. We get these information. We don't just talk. The army knows where they are. But you refuse. I'm just telling you so that you know. Either you have heard it before or not. 6 of your children are dead in the deaths of kidnappers. 2 of your women are dead in the deaths of kidnappers. Keep focusing on arresting me. I'll be coming there very soon. Of course, I already promised the people that will come and give them for a food drive. So we are planning that very, very soon. We'll be coming to give them food. Because I will not fail them. I promise them. I'm not a politician. I'm not you. I'm not a politician. I'm a man of my words. And I've told them we'll come and support them with food, and we will be coming. So when I come, put all the legions of soldiers and police together to arrest us. Then you'll see something. You are not ashamed of yourselves. Your children are dead. Your community children, 6 of them, have been deceased in the deaths of kidnappers. 2 women are deceased in the deaths of kidnappers. But your focus is arresting the pastors, the men of God that came to protest. Shame. Your shame is shaming me. Your shame should be shaming your shame. You're not ashamed of yourselves. Compromised men of God, call them can. You want to use opportunity to lure me. You wanted to lure us so that they can arrest us. You didn't know you didn't know you didn't know that God is interested in what we are doing. And God raised people and we got this information. No problem. I just want you to know so that you know that I know. So that you know that we know of your plots to arrest Cletim. Shame is shaming me. Your shame should be shaming your shames. Men without honor, desecrating the name of the Lord. God will hold you all accountable for knowing what to do and refusing to do it simply because of political interest, playing political correctness for favors, compromised men.
Honestly.
Even the one that's an agom of that community, there is a Christian compromised, whining and dining with the devils, afflicting his people. You think we don't know all these things? We know them. So, Nigerians, brethren, this is where we have found ourselves as a nation. We have Nigeria. I've never seen it like this bad in anywhere in my life. 6 citizens, children in the deaths of kidnappers, women. Since on the 5th of April, they managed. Some of them could not, and 6 children are dead.
Ew.
I just let me let you know. We will not stop. If you think you will intimidate me in any way, go and sleep. You don't know who I am. God prepared me for a time like this. I am dogged and rugged. You don't know me. I'll be coming very soon.
So, guys, you have heard it, you have seen it for yourself. Children were kidnapped since April, May, June, July. Guys, they are still in captivity now. Some of the children are gone, women gone. And still, the people who came out to even raise that alarm, these people were already forgotten. Even myself talking, I've forgotten about that kidnap. I mean, people were no longer mentioning them until this guy went to Kaduna and I saw him protesting with some of the community members. Now the DSS, like he said, that they are planning to arrest him because he came to lend his voice, calling for the rescue of those people. And as it stands now, many of them are dying. Many of the children, like you mentioned, 6 persons, children and women have died in custody, guys. The kind of leadership failure we have in this country is just next to none. I mean, it's just next to none. Now, this Peter will be speaking to Rufai on what happened when he went to,
in the past. Just go and ask people. When I came into Anambra, even the famous kidnapper Evans said they sent them out of Anambra State. He said in an interview, go and check his interview.
Peter Obi was talking about how he fought insecurity in Anambra because people see him behaving gently and then you think he will not be that rugged when it comes to killing. Now, I just made mention of Plateau State. This is Plateau State. Yesterday, Pastor Dachumo, Reverend Dachumo, posted this video, guys. He said the mass burial of 3 people killed yesterday for July in Bankiladi. Like I told you, killing in Plateau is like a daily occurrence. And you saw the governor who is saying it's Tinubu or nothing. They are always stealing other people's land. Peter Obi or nothing. Now he's saying for people of Plateau, it is Tinubu or nothing. Guys, I don't know.
Based on the voice of Jesus, say the truth shall set you free. The whole Christians all over the world, we are in pain. Because we are Christians.
So, guys, it's really, really so heartbreaking what is happening in Plateau State. Now, he's saying they are going to form their own militia. I think this is long overdue because one just keep wondering, like somebody actually call out the Plateau people. How can your enemies be coming and killing you? You are just there. You can't form a group. You can't stand your ground. Nothing. You people will just be waiting for the next attack and these people will come, kill, go. Nobody's been arrested. I mean, the Nigerian intelligence gathering organizations, they are no longer working when it comes to these Fulani terrorists. We don't know why, guys. We don't know why. Now he says, enough is enough. We are going to form our own militia to protect our people and our land because we can no longer trust the Nigerian armed forces to safeguard our lives. The reason American soldiers left is because our military has been compromised. It's been infiltrated by Boko Haram and ISIS terrorists. Reverend Dachumo reacts to recent massacre by armed Fulani terrorists in Tahoe, Riyom local government, and Sabolagi. These are the local government. This was just on the 4th, meaning on Saturday. These people still struck again and unalive many people. So he's saying, you know that recently there was an announcement that the United States military men who were sent to Nigeria are going to be leaving. And now Pastor Dachumo is saying that because of the compromise in the military that is making them to leave, because they don't also feel safe, guys. This is Nigeria under Tinubu. I mean, this is Nigeria. Honestly.
So our life is in danger. Everybody, go for self-defense.
This is not a matter of everybody. You people should come together, form your own militia, like Sunday Bo is doing that. Even in the southeast, you know, many people have come together, entering the bushes to, you know, look for if there are hideouts for these Fulani terrorists. Like you can see this Okigwe 8 freed kidnapped Scripture Union delegates. Pray, sing praise. Okay, freed kidnapped Scripture Union delegates. Pray, sing praises. So these people were kidnapped. This happened in Okigwe, that's in Imo State. 8 Scripture Union delegates were kidnapped, guys. This kidnapping, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's why everybody should. It's no longer a Tinubu's job, because Tinubu is not going to give you the security. You can see that our military is already overstretched, you know, as it stands now. They don't care. You can imagine all this money that we are talking about that the Tinubu's government cannot account for. If that money had been channeled in ensuring Nigerians are safe, we won't be here talking about all these things. Nigeria will be a better
That
place,
was why when he
you know?
refused to give him that money, he said, who are you to challenge me? Do you know that I'm the one that created you and that ministry? Femi wanted to show the man that he has power. That was why when he refused to give him that money, he said, who are you to challenge me? Do you know that I'm the one that created you and that ministry? You must give me that money. And the man resisted.
And they say he's non-existent.
Yeah. So the man resisted. He thought that the man would be a pushover. You know, only God knows what I have been doing with other people like that. The man said, no, I can't do that. And that was it. So for him to disobey with Gbajabi Amila is an affront. And so without even thinking, what we call emotional intelligence, he didn't have it. Gbajabi Amila thought that when he go on air and talk, people will say, this man, you know, EFCC kill him and all that. He didn't know that the man is ahead of them. He had all the documents, all the evidence, and he blew it up open. That was where Gbajabi Amila got shocked and started fighting for his own life. That is just the truth.
Is he really fighting for his own life? He still occupies that position in Aso Rock.
What is
as
that?
the chief of staff to the president? Shouldn't the president excuse him?
There is something there's one film they call Dead Man Walking. It's a film. When people are going to the gas chamber, you see them walking through a narrow gate, and the man will be announcing in front of him, dead man walking, dead man walking. So, Gbajabi Amila
is a dead man walking.
Is not settled.
Mr. Gomo, I'm surprised that you are taking this position. If you understand what has happened in this government, you know, you think that Femi will come
He's also been accused of job racketeering.
Of course.
And the president, you know, cleared him.
I said their cup is full. That's just this explanation here. Femi's cup is full. Even Tinubu is even unsettled, because this thing will drag him down. I don't know how he's going to conduct this 2027 campaign.
Exactly my point.
I don't know how we do it.
Hey, guys. They don't have anything to campaign, if not to destabilize the opposition party, you know. Now, Iyabo Ojo is saying, I'm a Nigerian. I'm not in support of any tribe or no tribe. I'm in support of good government. I'm in support of a better Nigeria. If Peter Obi does wrong tomorrow, I'm also one of the people that will come out and give him water. So this lady, even in the last election, supported Peter Obi, and we all know how it ended. The Lagos state government gave her the biggest of taxes to pay, you know, as a reward for supporting an Igbo man over a Yoruba man. Guys, we are living in the worst. That's why this country is not progressing. This country is not progressing, Nigerians. If not for the doggedness of the people, see, waiting for the leaders of this country will never progress. You know, this lady supported Peter Obi in the last election, and after the election, they gave her one big tax to pay just to punish her because she supported Peter Obi. But she gave her a reason that it's not about tribe, it's not about anything. We just need a better country. And I believe she's still standing with Peter Obi in this upcoming election. So, guys, that is just it. Talking about honestly what is happening in this country, it will really shock you to know that a whole lot have been swept under the carpet, a whole lot. Now, Aisha Buhari has come out to say that Buhari's greatest legacy is investment in education. You can imagine that under Buhari, that education felt better in Nigeria. How now? We had the ASO strikes and all that. Anyway, they are coming to defend their failed leadership. Nigerian Senate will tomorrow address the controversy surrounding 1.3 billion allocation to the controversial Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council as lawmakers reconvene for plenary. What are they? Do you have any trust in Akpabio-led Senate? No. So whatever they are doing there is just a formality. So, guys, Ekiti police lied at Eda Oniyo victims freed after community raised ransom, not rescued by state government or police as propagated by some APC paid media. Now, these are the Ekiti people who were kidnapped months and months, forgotten in captivity. The community came together and raised about 25 million naira that they took to the terrorists, and the terrorists released their victims. Guess what? The state government has been behaving as if they were the ones that rescued them. And now the villagers are coming out to say it was not the state government, neither is it the police, that they raised the money that they used in, securing the release of those victims. Guys, Nigeria is failing its people. Now, we have talked about Jonathan over the alleged 500 billion naira that was offered to him so that he will contest under the PDP platform against Peter Obi. Jonathan has come out to say there is nothing like that. But Nigerians keep wondering, why was Jonathan even interested to run in the first place? Why? He was advised to go and sit down so that he doesn't dent himself. The politics in Nigeria these days is so dirty that the APC is ready to go to any extent. Akpabio was made Senate precisely because he has multiple EFCC cases hanging over him. That way, whenever they want something from him, they simply remind him of those cases and he immediately falls in line. The day he stops carrying out Tinubu's bidding, they will send him to prison where many believe he belongs. So this honorable is saying why Akpabio is approving all the loans and all the things they are doing in the National Assembly. It's because he has cases with the EFCC. So any day he tried to say we are going to impeach Tinubu, hey, they already have so many things that they are going to use to, deal with him. So if you check, Akpabio is doing everything he's doing in the Senate to save his own head. But guys, that is what it takes. That is what you get when you vote a party like the APC. There is no truth. There is no sincerity. There is no transparency with these people. Now, talking about the election, this was one of the people that voted for Labour Party in the last election, just to tell you what the APC did to people using talks to intimidate people in the last election,
As a candidate. Yeah. So some of my friends. Yes. Before I saw about 50 boys. Yes. About 11 of them were OPC members. They attacked me. They took my gold watch. Took my gold bangle. I'm the witness. I'm the witness. Tear my clothes, are beating me like a criminal because I'm coming out to vote as a candidate of Labour Party. What have we done to APC in this country? Are we going to run away from APC in this country? Please, Nigeria should arise. Enough is enough for APC. It's too much for them.
Yes.
Wasu is here. Wasu is here beating people. Wasu Ayinde, the musician, is here beating people. He wants to take pulling voting material into his president.
You mean Kwan?
Kwan one, yes. Ladia Jomole is there mobilizing criminals to attack Labour Party agents everywhere. And the policemen are there. They are even joining the army to attack Labour Party agents.
Go to any police route. You see police here putting away pulling unit agents of Labour Party. I'm going on the INEC chairman to cancel this election. Because what is happening in Lagos has never happened in any election before.
So, guys, that was last election. You could see what people went through in Lagos, and still INEC had the audacity to come out by 4 a.m. to declare Tinubu as winner. I don't know what is really wrong with all these people. The way they treat some of these politicians, scared of people like Tinubu, I don't really know. Now, federal government has threatened action after fresh killing of Nigerians in South Africa. Guys, Nigerians are going through a lot. You know, they are going through a lot in South Africa now. But Abiamila asked me for 12.5 billion naira from takeoff grants. When I refused to pay, he threatened to deal with me. That's what the man is saying. You know, the man that has been in the news for floating the ghost council. He said Femi Gbadabiamila was demanding for his own portion of the money. I think it's like 40-something% of the money, 12.5 billion naira. And when he refused to give him the money, that was when he threatened him. And that's where all this problem began. You know, the man felt he's not going to die alone. It's better he start revealing what has been happening. So it was even an altercation between the both of them that led to them exposing themselves. And that's why we are saying there might be a lot of organizations, ghost organizations, still being operated under the Tinubu's government that Nigerians are still unaware of. And guess what? They'll be siphoning money to all these places. Don't forget that this organization was existing to the point that foreign delegates were coming like to meet with the head of the of this council. That's to tell you how deep they run this organization that they are denying. The man said Femi Gbadabiamila needed 12+ billion from him. And when he refused to give him, he now threatened him. That's how the whole thing, you know, escalated. Nigerians are asking Tinubu, let this man step down and be investigated. CNPP demands sacking of Tinubu, Gbadabiamila orders over the scandal. Guys, they are saying Tinubu himself is not free from this, because in a sane country, Tinubu is not going to be free from this, guys. Honestly, Tinubu is not going to be free. Now, talking about Tinubu's government, there is a headline that I'm just seeing that says, just in, the Bayelsa state government has denied issuing any statement blaming the federal government for poverty in the state, describing report to that effect as false and misleading. You know, the Bayelsa state government is saying, I didn't say. I'm just wondering, why should Bayelsa be even poor? Why should Bayelsa? These are oil states. This Bayelsa, I don't even know if anything is happening in that state too, guys, honestly. You know, Bayelsa is now said to be very poor and they are blaming Tinubu, but the state government has come out to say, I didn't say that too, that there is news that I'm blaming Tinubu for the poverty in my state. I'm not blaming Tinubu because he's scared. These are people that join the center thinking joining Tinubu is going to automatically transfer money to them. Now the state is struggling, you know, shifting blame on Tinubu. And when news had it that they are blaming Tinubu, he's saying, no, it's not what I said. Now back to the news. Trump's administration should release Tinubu's narcotic files before promising to monitor Nigeria's 2027 election. Mike Annon is saying Trump's government release Tinubu's file. We want to know all about Tinubu's drug-related case in Nigeria, in the United States, before you are coming to monitor election in Nigeria, guys, which is also a very good request. Now, talking about leadership in Nigeria, Alex Oti is always making headlines for the good reason. Now, Russia is going to be coming to Abia State to build its first embassy. I mean, to build it. Possibly the one they are using in Abuja or in Lagos are rented, but now they want to build. Possibly, people might just be looking for a safe place where there are no... Honestly, I'm just thinking, why is it that leaders are not emulating from people like Alex Oti? Now you can see this headline, say, breaking news, Russian President Vladimir Putin to build first Russian embassy in Abia State, Nigeria. The Russian Federation has announced plans to acquire more than 6 plots and land at Brass Junction, Abia State, for construction of its first Russia embassy. Statement attributed to Russian government, the decision was made by in recognition of the growing number of Igbo entrepreneurs and investors who travel to Russia for business, trade, education, and investment opportunities. Guys, if not travel to Russia, you know that many Nigerians are in Russia, and especially students, you know, Russia, Ukraine, you have many Nigerians. And sadly, there is also a news on the internet that one of our Nigerian students, a final year medical student, was struck by one of the airstrikes, you know, in Ukraine. I think that was yesterday or today, but I saw the headline today, and she couldn't make it. She died, guys. You know, the war in Ukraine has taken the life of one of our students who was in her final year, sadly so. Now, let's still see more of the headlines talking about South Africa. This man said, I left South Africa because of physical threats to my life, came to Nigeria with nothing. Guys, people are abandoning their properties. Some people, I watched a man who said he left his 2 children and his South African wife, came back to Nigeria. You can imagine. So he's going to start life all afresh, because not all the South African women are accepting to come to Nigeria with their husbands. Some of them stayed back, while some of them, I've also seen some of the South African women who returned with their husband and their children, and they are happy to be back, you know, to come back to Nigeria. But some people refuse to come back, and this man is saying he had to leave because he was being threatened by someone who says...
Well, the reason why I actually left South Africa, it's very wise. Someone said to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And I left because of a lot of threats, physical threats. It's as bad as where I was living in the suburb. There's a guy in the petrol station, they call it garage, told me, he said, come 30th, you will see a different me. This is somebody I buy petrol from. So we had a conversation, and someone was talking, it was just a young guy, and I said, no, leave that young man alone. And then he went into, you call me a young man, but come 30th of June, you will know I'm not a young man. I would make sure that I sever your hair. He was saying things that how he would unalive me and do some stuff to my family. And I was warned by my then landlord, and he's a Zulu guy, very, very nice guy. He was one of the people in the struggles in apartheid. He was even on exile. He told me, he said, these are the few rotten eggs. And I was warned to leave my house. But that day, I felt it was just God. I went to my cousin's. I wanted to see where he was living, the new place. And the next day morning, 2 Malawians that were next door were unalived. One was mauled, the other one was hit with bricks. I actually went there to look at them. I couldn't, it was a gruesome scene. I couldn't get police. And they told me that I would be next, that it will come and destroy my house. So I had to. It was because I sell cars. Of course, I had 2 vehicles, and I had a house I went into mortgage for about 2 years now. So I had to sell. One was vandalized, and the other one I had to sell cheaply just to get my family to my in-laws and get my children back to the in-laws and my wife to a new apartment somewhere else, which I didn't disclose. Even the movers, like the U-Haul movers, was someone from a different suburb I had to bring, so that the people from my suburb don't know where my wife went to. She even called me now and said she is being also questioned and saying, why did you marry a Nigerian? So the reason why I left was basically because of life-threatening messages. Even on Facebook, they go as far as my Facebook to say, if I don't leave vertically, I'm going to leave horizontally. I'm going to live in a body bag. A lot of threats that were physical that I couldn't handle. So I had to take my life first and come back home, because home is the right place where I'm supposed to be. And I left everything. The house I abandoned because, as you know, when you pay mortgage and you need to continue paying, I had to leave that because my life is more important. The car, my properties, each business that I had, even the car stand where I used to go display my cars, I had to abandon the place also. Every single thing from zero, as I'm talking to you, I came home empty-handed just to get to the airport and be alive.
Oh, guys. Hi. This is a very heart-touching story, guys. He left everything and just came just with his life back to Nigeria. Now, you must have heard that the South Africans are also looting shops, as in, even if you lock your shop, as in, you are not there, you didn't open to sell, you just locked and then you are hiding somewhere, your shop might be looted and they will make away with whatever that is inside. A whole lot is happening. I'm just like, when are we going to be free from this? And I've seen some of their leaders calling out Nigerians. I said, okay, they are doing all this because they know we don't have leaders. Because if we have leaders, they will not just be talking to us the way they are saying, the way they are talking. Come 2027, any Nigerian voting for APC is voting for terrorism to continue. Aisha Yusufu has said it. If you are voting for the APC-led government, you are in support of all the mess we currently have in Nigeria today. Pat Utomi blasts Tinubu government over IMF 8.8 trillion naira off budget spending report, calls it fiscal rascality. Guys, Tinubu's government has spent this money, outside the budget, and nobody know what they used it for. 8.8 trillion naira. That money will build us like 5 high class or professional or what government will not do that. Many Nigerians traveling outside for minor illnesses, and the government keep wasting. This is close to 10 trillion naira, guys. It is not a small money, and many people have been raising alarm. Now, I decided to talk about this lady who became an ICANN certified at 16. She said her journey began when she was just 13. She's now a chartered accountant at the age of 16, guys. This can motivate your own children, or you as a parent, you might be motivated, or also like get some energy on how to direct your children, even when they are tender. Some of us, when children are still tender, so let him grow, he will find his way, let him go. But this lady, I was just trying to think, at the age of 13, she thought of writing ICANN exam at 13. Guys, I don't even think if she has written SS Junior WAEC by then, but it came to her that she should go and start writing. And by 16, she has passed the exam, and now she is a chartered accountant. This is just her dream come true. And it can also be like a motivation for parents. Your child might not really be an accountant, or, it might be tech. It might be just this AI that is trending, that anybody can do, even children can do it. And that's why we just keep talking about the leadership in this country. Go to China and see how children are being taught tech from their early age. They are being introduced into technology, into AI, into all kinds of things from their early age. But in Nigeria, you will graduate as a university graduate. You don't even know anything. You then come back to start looking for skill to learn after 6 years, 5 years, 4 years in the university. But this girl can be a motivation. You can also screenshot this, show it to your children who do not even know what they want for the future. They don't have any bearing, Yes, children might not really be like growing up. Some children will say, I want to become doctor, but at the end of the day, they will not be doctor. But that initial motivation alone will, engineer them to read, engineer them to do one thing or the other for themselves, and also like have that vision. That vision alone will be guiding their steps. Even if they eventually did not become doctor, that will play a real role in their life. So when I saw this lady, I was like, wow, this is really nice to see that her journey started when she was just 13 in Nigeria, in this our country where you don't have light, you don't have internet, you don't have all those stuffs, but she was determined to make it. And let this also serve as, a motivation for parents and also for our children. Alex Oti Port Harcourt Road, Aba is bigger than all Soludo project put together. Alex Oti is no comparison. This is Port Harcourt Road before now. But look at what it is now under Alex Oti, guys. When we say leadership, the difference is clear. Even this Omai that is making mouth, go to Ebony State, nothing is happening. People have been accusing David Omai of putting Winfrey as, okay, somebody made a video and saying, in reality, David Omai is still the one in government's house in Ebony State, because he just put that man there to represent him. That man is not doing projects, he's not building anything, he's not working anything. And David Omai came out recently saying he was a billionaire at 25, and Nigerians have like asked him, what did you do? Now you say your mama fried akara, your papa, what did he even say his father did? Just many stuff. And how did you then become billionaire at the age of 25? Nigerians don't know. So this is Abia State, Port Harcourt Road, before now, and this is what it is now that Alex Oti has become governor. So this is Port Harcourt Road. Could you see it? People could literally swim on the road, how bad it was. But see it today. Alex Otti has cleared all those mess, you see. Go to Anambra, you can't really point solid projects being done by Soludo as he keeps fighting with, with native doctors in the state. Whether we like it or not, Peter Obi remains the face of Nigeria's opposition. This is coming from Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi State. Yes, Peter Obi is the man, the man who is always talked about, Now, after community raised 25.2 million naira ransom for Ada Oniyo abductees amid government inaction, Ekiti APC governor Oyebanji visits freed victims with cameramen, seeks support for Tinubu's re-election. Can you imagine? This man, after the villagers have contributed money to secure the release of those people who were abducted by terrorists, this man went to see them and carry camera and went there to also tell them to vote for Tinubu. All the while, these people have been in captivity. He refused to even pay attention to the people. If you try to talk about his government, they will lock you up before the election. It's in states that election was held recently, where people were seen being given PVC to go and vote for the APC, being given money. You saw people even made video. Now, his people were in the bush all those periods that they were preparing for that election. Now, the people have been released only for him to carry cameramen to go there and meet them. And then he will now post and say, okay, we have secured the release of our kidnapped victims, while he never contributed, guys. Is 25 million too big for this government to have paid and secured the release of these people earlier than now? You need to see the situation of those people that were released. They are half dead before they were released from captivity, while this man is happy that he was re-elected. An election that was marked by all kinds of fraudulent activities, guys. So that is it. This guy is saying, I joined Peter Obi in calling for Grandmaster of Corruption, Bola Tinubu, to resign honorably. This one is a Grandmaster of Corruption, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, resign honorably. We don't need to fight about it. I'm joining Peter Obi to demand that Tinubu resigns. Like you can see, Peter Obi has said it, Obi to Tinubu, resign over governance failure or skip 2027. Peter Obi saying Tinubu does not even dare come out that he wants to run because he doesn't want it. If Dave Umahi is not careful with this fraud of a coastal highway he is constructing, he will go to jail because no competitive bidding, no feasibility study, everything about the contract is fraud. Henry Shield is talking. If he is not careful, if a tougher person comes into power, David Umahi might not go scot-free. That's what this man is giving early warning.
The high-tech engineering firm, they've done so well, so they just give them on high recommendation and all of those. We ask those questions.
Dave Umahi, if he's not careful, he will go to jail for that coastal highway. Me, I'm a citizen. I'm a businessman. I'm a political analyst, but I'm just a businessman, a private citizen. You, as a journalist who understands what questioning government means, have you seen the document giving award for the coastal highway?
The government said, Dave Umahi specifically said, hold on, shoot. Dave Umahi said on TV, and I saw him, that because of the previous jobs of this the high-tech engineering firm, they've done so well, so they just gave them on high recommendation and all of those. We ask those questions, bidding process, transparency, ICRC, all of those, BPE, but they skip that. But does that fall that is a legacy project that your children, my children will benefit?
Did you listen to what you just said now? The government decided that they will spend 15 trillion of taxpayers' money.
Over 10 billion US dollars.
They will spend 15 trillion naira of taxpayers' money on emotions. Oh, they have done a good job. Just come and take this job and go and do it. No feasibility studies, no environmental impact assessment study, no report, no bidding process, nothing. No certificate from BPE, no competitive bidding, no advertisement in the media for others to bid with them. Coastal Highway is a fraud.
Guys, you have seen it. That's the road that is being constructed by High Tech. High Tech is owned by Chaugari. Chaugari is the business partner to Tinubu. So directly or indirectly, Tinubu is enriching himself, you know. Remove politics and public fund. All these Nigerian politicians have nothing to fall back upon. That's why they want to remain in power by all means, guys. And it's a reality. None of them want to go. They are putting their
At the age
children.
of 25, when you're just coming out of university, that is a big lie. Unless
I became a billionaire at the age of 25. I've worked all my life.
if not Yahoo and embezzlement of public fund, how did somebody like David Umahi become a billionaire at the age of 25? This is a man that opened his mouth to tell Nigerians that his mother was a carousella and his father was a petty trader. So statistically, how can you be a billionaire from such family at the age of 25 when you're just coming out of university? That is a big lie. Unless there is a trace of wealth in your family. Like P2B, for example, we can say there's a trace of wealth in his family. Even before P2B was born, the family was already wealthy. So it's easy to trace that money back to the family. But people like David Umahi, na Yahoo or public money. Now, this is the thing. I've said this several times here. Nigeria is being run by cartels and mafians. About 98% of people under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regime are thieves. They're supposed to be cooling off in a maximum security prison because each and every one of them have one crime or the other on their neck with EFCC, unresolved case. And that is why anytime they bring a bill to them, they pull the string a little bit, they will have to agree. People like Akpabio, for example, go and do your research. There's a heavy case of embezzlement of public fund, mismanagement of public fund under Akpabio's neck by EFCC. They just leave that case today so that they'll be using them, including Dave Umahi. Now, I'm not the one making this thing up. Dave Umahi have been embezzling public fund from 2011, according to the report on socials. Go and do your research. On 29th of January 2021, People's Gazeta reported that throughout Umahi's tenure as deputy governor and governor, he had transferred more than 3.6 billion in government money to his company, Brass Engineering and Construction Nigeria Limited. Bank records show the payment starting in 2011 when Umahi became deputy governor to Martin Elechi. When he was a deputy, he was already embezzling public fund, according to the People's Gazeta. And these are the people that will come and tell you they are billionaires. They move politics out. And that is why they will buy anybody. They will silence anybody to remain in power because that is where they are thieving from. None of them are upright. None of them can boast of 1 billion naira they struggle to get. 1 million naira, not even billion. 1 million they struggle to get, if not politics and thieving of public fund. Now we continue and continued into his tenure. So he was embezzling, according to the People's Gazeta, when he was a deputy to Martin Elechi from 2011 and continued embezzling when he became the governor. The governor of Ebonyi State, according to this, yeah, Umahi. Now, you see one thing you need to know: people like Umahi, yeah, they are one of the main reasons why Nigeria will never move forward. You know why? There are too many cases.
So, guys, David Umahi trying to compare himself with Peter Obi, but he knows he's not Obi's match. He said he became billionaire at 12. He should tell Nigerians the businesses he did to become a billionaire. Politics is what make them rich. So this is one of the community representatives who is raising alarm, saying that the indigents raised 25.5 million naira to rescue kidnapped victims after Ekiti state government left them to die in captivity. And immediately those people were released, the state government now came to visit them. Guys, you can see the situation of the people who were released. Both children, hey, guys, terrorists are so heartless. Sometimes you just keep wondering, these Fulanis, as in, no matter how wicked somebody is, you held people for how long? This one now is, maybe this one happened around, I can't remember when exactly. Now, you know, the guy who just spoke here is still talking about the one in Kaduna State. Those ones since April, they've been in captivity. What about the one that happened in Kwara State after those terrorists executed close to 200 people? They kidnapped 170 something. Those 170 something, none of them have been released. They are still in captivity. People from Ekiti State, Ekiti. These are Yoruba speaking communities. You know, those terrorists, they want to totally conquer Ekiti. So their aim is to displace the people there, kidnap the ones they want, execute the ones they want. And they've succeeded. Recently, somebody made a video showing one of the villages in Ekiti that if someone had told him that come 2026, that their village will look like this, that he will never in his wildest dream believe it. That look at the village. No one person was seen in that video. Everybody has run away. He now came and made video that this is what their community looked like. Houses abandoned. People left everything and ran away. Before you know it now, the terrorists will start bringing in their family members and start occupying those villages, and they will rename the villages and begin to live into people's houses, sleep on people's beds, and the people they are holding in captivity will still be in the captivity. Look at the state of these people before they were released. They were half dead. I mean, they were almost dying. They can't walk anymore. Guys, this is heartbreaking. I pray these people revive or, you know, recover from this kind of trauma. It's really so heartbreaking under Tinubu's government. And Tinubu does not care. If he could not call Makinde after children were kidnapped, how much more these ones that were mostly adults? Tinubu will never call. You know, Tinubu will never call. This really so sad. World Cup, Cape Verde proves national success depend on leadership and planning, not size or population. Cape Verde is just a small country, but you could see their impact in this last World Cup. Peter Obi is saying it's because of leadership. In Nigeria, our team couldn't make it. And some people will be blaming the government, also blaming the leadership of, you know, the Nigerian team. Sometimes influences, they might choose players who are not the rightful players and all that. We don't even know how we couldn't make it, while other countries like Ghana made it. Peter Obi is attributing it to poor leadership and lack of planning in Nigeria is what led to this. So you can say Peter Obi, the man of the people. This is one of the reasons why Nigerians are like, Peter Obi remains the choice of the people, guys. This man can relate with people. He can really, Tinubu can never be in the midst of this crowd. He will feel somebody at the back want to buy him. But you can see how relaxed Peter Obi is in the midst of people in this crowd. And he's not scared. You know, majority of these places he go by road, which myself I'm not comfortable with, honestly. Peter Obi going by road in Nigeria. Please, so we don't want to hear a story, because as it stands now, the hope of many Nigerians are just on you. Or your Bono abduction, Tinubu shows incapacity, lack of compassion. Peter Obi speaking. You know, Tinubu has not even called for that of Oyo State, which is Yoruba land, let alone the one that happened in Borno State, let alone the one that happened in Kogi State. Now, I watched a video here. I may find that video to share with you, where a man was saying that Tinubu does not know what is happening in the country. That if the people around him decide to hide the information of what is happening in Nigeria, Tinubu will never know, because he doesn't read news. He only receives security briefings. Apart from that, if they decide not to tell him about any major happening, that Tinubu will never know, guys. That is the kind of leadership we have under the APC-led administration. Like we've seen this one, presidency can't escape accountability over Gbajabiamila claims. PDP is saying that Tinubu cannot escape this one. He must sack him. Makinde told me Tinubu hasn't called since abduction of pupils and teachers in Oyo State, which is what we have talked about. Now, the NYC uniform that the Tinubu's government wants to change to Adire, this Professor Ooni is saying the NYC uniform is already unique. So changing it to Adire makes no sense. There is always room for improvement, but if something is already working well, why change it? The NYC uniform is already unique with its khaki boots, jacket, and boldly branded T-shirt. I don't see why replacing khaki with Adire is necessary, or how it improves the uniform. Guys, this is a professor. You see that the APC always thinks backward. Of all the challenges Nigeria has today, they want to change NYSC uniform. This is just how they want to loot. Because the more projects you are talking about, the more chances you have to loot. You know, that's just what they are doing. They are not even talking about the NYSC welfare. Some of these NYSC members are being kidnapped each time they are going for their call-up places, you know. They are being kidnapped. Why is the NYSC not talking about building an app that can be downloaded by these NYSC members so that if they are in danger, they can just press a button or they can just type something and it will give alert, or, you know, that will lead to their rescue. Many of them are going through a lot. The Tinubu's government don't think technology. They don't think AI. That's why the wife of Tinubu is saying, go fry akara. Yesterday, I showed you guys a boy who built a bike, a keke napepe bike that uses solar. If this was in China now, do you know that his products now will be bought, he will be paid money, and a company will just adopt it and refine it and make it better and build it, as in make it, improve it very well, and then you see them make real money from it. But in Nigeria, they are ready to kill that smartness, that smart boy's idea. You know, so this man is saying it makes no sense for the NYSC to be talking, for the youth leader to be talking about changing the NYSC uniform from what it is now, khaki and the rest of it, to Adire brocade. It doesn't make sense. Akwa Ibom NDC grassroots mobilization for Peter Obi is going on, guys. So you yourself in your small corner, see what you can do to 2027 is going to be a walkover for Peter Gregory Obi.
Renewed hope where they shout to promise Nigeria. The Ori Buruku renewed hope where go they sing, they run mouth like fairly used grinding machine. It is to give to Nigerians this level of renewed hope corruption. So now actually renewed hope criminality in government, and that is what Nigeria is experiencing today. The IMF don't issue report. IMF where don't issue report where they support una before now. Don't issue report stating that Tinubu government cannot account for almost 2% of Nigerian GDP. The money is spent without appropriation. Nobody know. To the tune of almost 8.8 trillion naira. APC. Nigerians, shall we understand the trouble where we did so? We understand the express where we enter for this one where we did so. Every time Nigerians go there, we go they talk, say, hey, the cabal hijacked government. Government have been hijacked by the cabal. What thing go happen when it can't be say the cabal na the government? What if the cartel and cabal become government in itself? It is a carnival of criminality. It is a corruption Olympics. Now corruption Armageddon. And that is what Nigeria is experiencing. And the government, everybody, they keep quiet, expecting that this thing go and it will be swept under the carpet like every other scandal of this scandalous government. Nigerians, make everybody shine our eye. 8.8 trillion naira. If that money they injected into the economy, you know what? Nigeria's problem, Nigeria's corruption, 50 to 60% is administrative. How much be the money where they need to bring stable power supply to Nigeria? How much exactly is needed to move our healthcare sector to even world-class standard? What is needed to turn around our road and public infrastructure? 8.8 trillion, 2% of GDP according to IMF. Nobody know where the thing enter. So why would they renew our hope? Why for president said that go renew our hope by giving people 50,000 to start to defray Ori Buruku Akara, to roast corn and sell kuni? Government officials, they renew their own with billions of Nigerian taxpayer money. Ori Buruku Lenshe, Oshilenshe Nigerian government. Nigerians, it will continue for as long as you permit it to. Because APC will come, they shout 16 years of PDP, 16 years of PDP. We don't they enter 12 years of APC unite with this, so 8.8 trillion unaccounted for. The Buhari government, where do the Ori Buruku say that they fight corruption? You know, here the ways and means of printing of money from central bank without any legitimacy. Now we don't enter another one at the place where we did so be this. Where we say government official person they accuse, the Prince Aderemi, where they talk say they don't know the agency, they don't know how he do all of this, even when he gets all the accounts for central bank. The man talks say the 48% where they request from him as they kick back. It's not 48% of the 1.3 billion where they for budget. It is the 48% of the starting cost where they give them to start the agency, which is at about 20-something billion. That is about 12-point-something billion to go allegedly to one person or a group of persons for this country. Where we say, as we talk, so children still they bush for you. People wake up in the morning not knowing where the next meal will come from. Where teaching hospitals don't become mortuary where people they go die. Where general hospitals, if in fact, Nigerian leaders, Nigeria is worse and is misgoverned by the worst of humanity. Nigerian Affliction Progressive Congress, make una they pursue people where they talk about government to continue to investigate activists. Anybody where talk say make country good, there is investigation on them. We are waiting for the day where EFCC, DSS, and everybody will also investigate the criminals in government. Nigerians, I just make a bring up to una notice so tag Master Strategy, tag Tinubu, tag Akpabio, tag Femi Gbajabiamila, tag Central Bank, the Governor Cardoso, including Secretary to Government of Federation George Akume, and every person in the Affliction Progressive Congress asks the question, where is 2% of national GDP? Where is about 8.8 trillion in GDP? Where the thing go? IMF say make una ask where the money they carry and go. Every time that they tell una, even when Peter Obi talk, they go think say, hey, they pretend. Make these people self-pretend. He don't talk them. If you want to solve corruption, if you, as the head, president, governor, you no thief, your wife no thief, children no thief, family and those around you no thief, you don't solve the problem by 50%. By the time you, as the head, you don't already begin the start involved in the corruption and criminality, you have given the baptism of corruption and criminality. The thing no go end. Nigerians 2027, Operation Rescue Yourself. If not, the one where the eye they see so is a tip of the iceberg. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
So, guys, you have heard it from Peter for Nigeria, talking about all what is happening under Tinubu's government. You know, so we have talked about many APC members moving to the NDC, pledge to mobilize for Obi Kwankwaso ticket. Guys, this is a major win for Peter Obi, you know, since he joined Kwankwaso. You can see that the North is embracing Peter Obi more than they did in the last election. So the same man that is being accused to have, you know, floated the agency that is not recognized by the law. You can see him there. He has been working with the APC maybe since the time of Buhari. That is him in that circle. And today, they are talking about billions upon billions, guys, billions upon billions. Nigeria World Cup absence shows the cost of your leadership failure, not talent. Peter Obi blasts Tinubu. Guys, I'm going to end this session here. Okay, I needed to highlight this video of this guy talking about Delta State government, the same Delta State that has defected to the APC. They said they defected to the APC so that they can be at the center and be able to get enough money that will make their states to be at the center. But none of them is working for Nigerians. Just take a look.
I just got out of prison, Ogwashuku prison here in Delta State. And this will be my second time going to prison. This 2026, and in less than a year, I've been to prison like 4 times, all because of my advocacy anyway. I think I have some things to talk about with respect to progressive system, comparing Delta State and Enugu State. Do you know that Enugu State constructed not less than 2 kilometer roads in each of the autonomous community, just to set up a rural connectivity between the urban and the rural areas? Do you know that in Enugu, immediately you walk out of your house, there's a CCTV camera watching you, AI powered. All the street lights in Enugu State are CCTV AI powered cameras. But in Delta State, it's not like that. We have zero security architecture with respect to modern tools for security. Do you know that in Enugu, they have ultra-modern bus stops? They have, even in their bus stops, you can even charge your phones. You know, the type of bus stops you see when you travel outside Nigeria. But in Delta states, it's now that first tenor is ending that they are now proposing bus terminals. You can recall, or you may recall that Tompolo donated 10 billion naira to Delta State Security Trust Fund and others, amongst others. But till date, we haven't seen the impact of the security funds. Almost all police stations in Delta State lacks logistics, cars, vehicles for their daily routine security checks and patrol. But do you know that Enugu State, they haven't even smelled 10 billion donation from philanthropists, but yet they have done so much. Do you know that in Enugu, if you call police people or police officers, do you know that their cars have satellite geolocation system that they will know where you are calling them from? They will also know the closest security outfit that is closer to you or closest to you. They will also know the type of scenario to employ to rescue you or to give attention to your call for security agencies. Do you know that Enugu State has Enugu Airline? They started with 3 aircrafts, and today, as we speak, they bought another 3 to add to it. Enugu Air. Delta State that has received not less than 3.15 trillion has not been able to do anything that is unique. Anything that is unique. There's nothing you can point. There's even nothing you can point that an average Delta is benefiting from Delta State government. Normally, as the richest state in Nigeria, we are supposed to be benefiting something spectacular on a monthly basis. But do you know that there's nothing you can point that Deltas are benefiting? Enugu State government, they have not received up to 1 trillion in the past, since 2023 to 2026 today. They have not received up to 1 trillion, including IGR. They have not received up to 1 trillion. But Delta State has received 3.15 plus trillion. Yet, nothing to show. Nothing to show. It is now that they are now proposing a bus terminal. Now that first tenor is finished, you know, election for second tenor is just 6 months from today. This is July, 5th of July, 2026. It is now that they are now proposing something that would have supposed to, a serious government would have done all this from inception. But because of we don't have visionary leaders anymore, I don't just know what's going on in Delta State. It's so painful that Delta State that is so rich, yet its citizens cannot even point to one thing that they are benefiting from the government. Instead, they always deploy policies that inflict pains on the masses. That is all they specialize in doing. That is all they specialize in doing. Okay, now look at the teen permit issue that they went to court for. Human rights went to court for. Because of lack of funding, they cannot go further with the case. What stops Delta State government from going to court with the police to protect the people of Delta State from these teen permits that the police are now focused on for traffic offenses? Something that I don't know why Nigeria is like this. So they just like employing actions that will cause pain to their people. I don't know why it's like this. Let me stop here for now. My name is Comrade Victor OJ. I am the lead activist of the Young Nigerian Rights Organization. I am popularly called One Box Nigeria.
So, guys, that's a man talking about Delta State government, even though they said they joined Tinubu to be at the center. But guess what? They are not doing anything for the people. Now, talking about leadership in Nigeria, Alex Onya has been hailed for the role he has played, guys, making sure Nigerians participate in the ongoing STEM Olympiad that took place in Italy. I think it's already ended. It happened yesterday or day before yesterday. And he saw some of these things possibly in Italy, and he said he's going to replicate it in Nigeria. Now, let me show you what he tweeted here. He said, "We will not renovate government-owned schools anymore, nor offer to train their teachers. They have the resources to do that, and they can fix them if they wish. For he say, we will build modular container schools across communities in the Southeast, hire and train our own teachers, use our own 21st century global relevant blended curriculum to train the children. We will also give out scholarships, sponsor sports competition, support technical education, apprenticeship education, invest in science and technology, science and innovations. We must remain independent and laser focused with top level management of our investment." So this guy has been hailed, for what he has been doing in education sector in the Southeast. But guess what? Some people came out to attack him, saying all the students he took to Italy are all from the Southeast, that he dropped some Yorubas. But he has addressed that. He said there wasn't even any case of a Yoruba person, a Yoruba student came up and then he was dropped. That didn't even occur. We all know how he organized mathematics competition in the Southeast. And then it was also announced, the competition was also conducted at a federal level, and majority of the students that took the forefront positions were from the Southeast. I think that was where all these selections came from. So there wasn't anything like it has to do with tribe and all that. Moreover, that competition, I read some of the articles he put out on his Twitter handle. He said it's not just for the Southeast alone. He urged other states to follow suit and do it for their people. Like the Southwest, Lagos has enough money to organize all those kind of competition for Lagosians. Ogun State has enough money if they want to do it for their people. You talk about River State has enormous financial, ability to do such for its people. So if somebody is doing it in the Southwest, this guy is not even in government. He just seek for support from, individuals to carry out all this. And today somebody is saying, oh, he's only doing it for the Southeast. Please, he has come out to say other states should emulate what he's doing and replicate it in their various states. He cannot be in the Southeast and then be doing it for other states. He's not the Minister for Education. You have heard how Nigerians were denied access to an international competition because the federal government has not been sponsoring it. But they've been busy creating agencies that don't exist and giving billions upon billions to all those agencies. But they cannot do many things that are going to help education to thrive in Nigeria. So we must say very big kudos to Alex Onya. He has been doing a very good job putting Nigeria on the limelight, So Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala also trended yesterday when he was seen dancing to some traditional dances. I know that the white people will be very, very surprised seeing her displaying her dancing skill during this opening day of the WTO. He was seen with these traditional singers and drummers, and he dances to their tune. So these videos have really trended since yesterday, as in, like you can see, this one has gathered like 14K likes here and 5.1K retweets, meaning that it really went viral, taking culture to the forefront of the world. So this is Alex Onya, in case you don't know him. This is him. Many Nigerians have applauded him for all the work he has been doing. Let me show you what this guy is saying.
So in the season of the Olodo uprising that's currently going on in the country, it's important we highlight and give enough publicity to information or to activities like what I'm about to talk about right now. So over the weekend, a young man that I've spoken about before, that in my own ranking, I'll say he's currently the second most important figure coming out from the southeastern part of the country, that he has taken upon himself to make sure that he can change the educational sector in the Southeast, a man called Alex Onya. if you recall, he did his Maths Olympiad, the Southeastern Maths Olympiad. I think it was last year or so, early this year or something. And out of it, the winners emerged, and he gave them, they were millions of cash prizes won for students and also for the teachers. So, it's like it's a new development that for me myself, I was so excited knowing that for so long in Nigeria, we have always rewarded and celebrated mediocrity.
Honestly.
Some people go into a house, you call it Big Brother house, and they do nonsense there, and they come out, they're being given cash prizes into hundreds of millions of naira, And that's how the society will have intentionally or subconsciously dumbed down on education in the country. And this guy found out, and he was like, no, he has to go in. This guy has done a whole lot in education, not just the Maths Olympiad. If you recall, he was one that challenged JAM when JAM came out with the fake results, and that he took JAM for their fake results in Lagos and Southeastern results, and automatically JAM had to confess that they actually thought that was a glitch, right? So he has shown a pattern of being invested in education in the Southeastern part. And over the weekend, the winners of that Maths Olympiad, he flew them out of the country to Rome for the International STEM Olympiad also. And they are currently in Rome exploring the Italy and exploring, they wrote I think they had their exams over the weekend, and it's just been all shade of great news coming out. One man, one person choosing to take a decision to fix a sector, and it is amazing what is going on. But in the flip side, we started seeing so many comments, people arguing, people say, oh, why did he not make it? Why did he make it the Southeastern something? And most of these people are saying these are actually supporters of this very most useless government in the history of our country. And I'm like, is it not insanity that you support a government that could not actually sponsor Nigerian students for this international event? And one man took it upon himself to do this. And you're not calling out the government that has failed in their duties. Your problem now is that why is it that he's taking people from his own region? It's not insanity. One man has chosen to change the trajectory. And we are seeing this happen. And I hope, in my last video, I said the same, that this is actually meant to be a ripple effect across the country. I said in that my last video, I was like, other regions need to emulate what this man is doing. Because the truth of the matter is that education is the bedrock of any society.
Yes.
We are intentionally seeing a dump down on education from the federal government since APC came into power. Intentionally, they are doing this because they need to create a generation of stupid people that cannot reason rationally, people that don't understand their rights, people that cannot question them, people that believe in Baba and Sope, that believe in people that will actually fight to believe that their parents should be selling akara and kuli kuli. You understand? These are the kind of people that APC are actually training. And seeing someone trying to break out of that norm and say, no, people from my region will not act and think this way, it's actually a very welcome development. So for me, I'm making this video actually just to bring more recognition. I know it's already blown already on X. I'm just doing it because I know other platforms, probably the news is not going. I'm not seeing it on Instagram. I'm not seeing it on mainstream media. I'm not seeing it on gossip blogs. This is what everybody should be talking about right now. How one man, this for me is the most important figure out of the southeastern part of the country. Look at all, I can't even start mentioning it's a region that has billionaires on their right, that will always reward other kind of people, that will reward things that are not important to the region. But this is one man that has taken upon himself to say, let's change this region, one kid at a time. And it's important to also know that he has already announced that in the next Maths Olympiad in the southeastern part of the country, that over 30,000 students have already applied. Why wouldn't there be students applying for something like this? I'm actually excited for the second batch of this stuff, because if students across the south are seeing that I can actually win and be taken out of the country and be given a life that I have never imagined, also win millions of cash prize for myself and for my family. It's actually, this is how you terraform the minds of the young people. This is not too difficult to be replicated across other regions.
It's not.
This is not too difficult for the Ministry of Education to actually stand up and say, this is something we should invest
say this person has
It's not
shown
too
us
difficult for a government that actually wants to change the country
government.
to say, let us invest in what this guy is doing. Let us invest in education. They will not do it.
Or even bring him on board.
Average spend this man spent was around $50,000 That's actually what these people might be stealing per second in Nassau Rock, right? So how much did Tinubu's wife say she donated 2 billion for this, 2 billion for that? If you had invested that money in the educational sector, you know that the ripple effect in any region that money would have invested in. But the truth of the matter is that the people that are at the top of this government, they don't value education because first of all, the man that is Nassau Rock is actually sitting on a corrupt mandate with illegal and forged certificates. He doesn't understand the value of education. So I just want to give a big shout out to Alex and to say thank you so much for what you're doing. People are seeing it. People are talking about it. You're being appreciated. And for those that are not seeing it, please see. And it's a big shout out it's a big call out to all the Igbo billionaires that are always flaunting and are quick to invest in mundane things, invest in quick trends. Please put your light on this young man. I don't have to call you Igbo names. You people know yourselves.
They know themselves.
Right? Please. If you really care about the region as people claim to do, it's not by giving them rice every December. Once you educate one child, you educate a generation. And that's exactly what this young man has seen and is doing rightly so. By anything, this is the most important figure coming out of the southeastern part. And I hope we can get people like him from the southwest, from the south-south, from the north-central, from the northeast, from the northwest. Just imagine different Alex arise from different parts of the country.
Okay.
Imagine what it can do for the future of our children.
So, guys, if you go to this Alex page, go and read some of his old articles that he wrote. He has been speaking for Yorubas, for northern students. Like, if you have any problem, maybe Jam did this to you, just contact him. He knows the right people. I've seen people he gave scholarship to. I've seen people he helped secured admission for. I've seen people that had Jam-related issues. He knows who to call, as in he knows what to do. Oh my God, you need to see what he has done. And it's not just for the Igbos, he does it across board. But because these people who went to represent Nigeria are from the Southeast, people are now, oh, why is it just from the Southeast that he took? It's not even the federal government that is sponsoring it. This is not federal government money, guys. Nobody, it's not the Tinubu's government that gave him money to go to Italy with these students. But because he needed to encourage those children that emerged from the last competition, he took them to this competition that happened in Italy, also to encourage the upcoming ones, because another competition is coming. That if you do so well, you might find yourself, maybe the next one will be in the United States. Guys, this is leadership in display. And people like this, the Tinubu's government cannot see them. Like, you know, by now they are supposed to be begging this boy, come and be our minister for education. He will be the one to say, no, I don't want to work with APC. But they are just turning it into something else, guys. And a whole lot, you know. Now, this guy also reacted to that. Just take a listen.
Since yesterday, this guy, Alex Onya, has been trending, the founder of EduCare, because he took some children. They did Olympiad for the Southeast students and took them abroad. And a lot of people have been dragging and insulting and throwing a lot of insult that he's tribalist. I saw this post. I have seen more than 100 comments and insulting him, saying that he's a tribalist, that a Yoruba child, a child from the Southwest, came first, but he dropped the child and carried the people from Southeast to go and do these things. I tried to verify the information to look the particular child that was dropped, if it's true or it's another propaganda. But I cannot get exactly the name. So if you have more details, you can send it to me, so I'll know that I'm on the same side with you. But one thing I find fascinating and interesting is that Igbo people are being dragged for being tribalists, and I cannot say the same thing. It doesn't align at all. I schooled in the Southeast, in Anambra to be precise, my primary, secondary, and university. In fact, this is a picture of me. I was the only Idoma person. Both of my parents were Idoma from Benue State, and I was the faculty president in my school. I was the only Idoma person, the only Idoma name in our faculty register, and I was the faculty president. And generally, everybody welcomed me. They supported me, and we did everything together. At no point did anybody say, oh, they try to be tribalist. Hey, you are not from here. Why are you trying to contest for students? I know some of you be like, oh, school politics is not big like that. I know a lot of people working for the Anambra State Civil Service, like the Anambra State government, that are not Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Idoma. They are working for the Anambra State government, and they are not being discriminated at. and they are not pushing this tribalism. All this tribalism talk I'm seeing online pisses me off so much, because as somebody that grew up in the Southeast, I've seen this thing firsthand. I've been there, and I was like, this thing I'm telling you now, some of you be like, oh, school politics no go far, you cannot use it to judge. The same school politics, I was the only Idoma person in my faculty. I became the faculty president, led students, like 7,000 students, about 7 departments. All the department presidents and faculty stakeholders that I worked with as the faculty president, all of them are Igbo people, and they did not discriminate or try to fight against me because you are not one of them. They supported me, and we did everything together. Mind you, my cousin brother, who is attending University of Agriculture Makurdi, Benue State University of Agriculture Makurdi, tried to contest for same faculty president that I contested for in Anambra State University and became the faculty president. Chief people in Makurdi told him that he will never be the president, that the school is in their land, that they will not allow him to be president in their land. And that was how they did something, disqualified him, and he did not contest for. I'm telling you that in our own state, Benue State, our state of origin is Benue, indigenous of Benue. In a university that is owned by the Benue State people, the people from the other tribe, chief people, are discriminating against the Idoma people, not allowing them contest for positions in the university. But me, as the only Idoma person in my faculty, they supported me, and I became the faculty president in Anambra State University. Till today, I still talk with a good number of the stakeholders, and none of them, I do not see any of them pushing tribal sentiment and all this type of thing on their stories or anything. Why is it that tribalism is we need the government to make tribalism a hate crime? The treatment that racism is getting in the West, America, Europe, that is the same treatment we need tribalism to be getting in Nigeria. People that are pushing all these divisive ideologies, the government needs to do something. We cannot just let them to be pushing this type of hate and this type of things. It's not healthy at all.
So guys, you heard him very well. People start talking against the guy who is doing all this just from his own personal decision. He decided to start helping the Southeastern students to be competing in mathematics. He's of this belief that anywhere you see people doing well in mathematics, it helps them to develop faster, because you have more people going into tech-related courses, engineering, and all those, and it helps to facilitate development and all that. He also talked about the Southeast is going to become the hiring hub, as in where the world will want to hire talents. When people are educationally minded, you know what that can lead to. And he started this, getting support from people. He has been pushing this through. All of a sudden, people are now saying, why is he doing it only for the Southeast? Guys, every state can do it. He has said it countless times that other states should do it for their people. Emulate what he's doing and do it for your people. Don't wait for Alex Onya to come to your state to come and conduct mathematics exam, because it takes a lot. He has a team that he hires. He hired a team that goes to all the schools in the Southeast, guys. It's not an easy task. In the midst of all this insecurity, they travel to all the schools to get them registered for the upcoming exam. That's what they are doing currently. So let that sink into people's ears that it's not Tinubu that is sponsoring. Even the Italy they went wasn't sponsored by the Tinubu's government, so that somebody does not misquote, what he said. So we are almost getting to the end of today's live
they must be very
session.
careful. And foreigners,
South
other
African
foreigners
guy
from
Max Wisdom, very
South African countries,
okay.
they must disassociate
About
themselves
South
with
Africa, but I think okay.
Can be answered by government. 90% of what you pray for can be answered by government. 90. You are praying for husband. That's why it's even easy. I told you that my parents got married as teenagers. Go and ask your grandfather the age he got married. 19, 20, 21. How come 35-year-old is still in their father's house in 2026? 36 is saying, I've not found the right one. I lie. We have been finding, I don't know about you, but some of us have been finding the right ones is GS2. Your first love was even in primary 6. You had that beautiful girl you love so much. That if your economic fortunes were better, as soon as you have the opportunity, you would have gone to say, you see, I used to like you when we were in primary school, let's just marry. You marry. If the economy got better today, more men will marry. There will be more weddings on Saturday. These days, they give you wedding invitation. They write strictly by invitation.
Because of cost.
Cost! When I was growing up, they don't do wedding inside hall.
It's open field.
The idea of hall is to reduce population. Is the tie canopy like this? Anybody can walk in and eat. Yeah. Anytime there's a wedding, everybody must eat. Everybody is eating. The community is eating. You don't do it now. These days, couple want to marry. They give you number. You are the man. They give you number. She's the woman. They give her number. Don't bring more than that number. If your family is more than that number, let them go and eat somewhere else. It's economy. Food is supposed to be so cheap that giving people food is an easy thing.
Yes.
Which other thing they pray for again?
You pray for jobs.
Job
Job
is not a function of prayer.
Pray for visa.
Job
to leave the country.
No. Job is not a function of prayer. Job is a function of your economy. If your economy got better, there will be more jobs.
Are you praying for job?
Why are you praying for job? If the economy, do you know that if you live in the UK, the same amount, the minimum wage that you are earning doing this media work is the same minimum wage that the man who is packing debt will be earning.
Yeah.
The man who is cleaning people's bum care work, that's the same money they will be earning if both of you were at a minimum wage level. But here in Nigeria, the shoemaker is earning far less than the man who is doing. Where is the equality? That is why you see a shoemaker abroad is happy to be a shoemaker. A cleaner abroad is happy to be a cleaner. A care worker abroad is happy to be a care worker. Because what he's earning is what you are earning. You don't live better than him. You don't wear a better suit than him. You don't eat in a better place than him. You shop in the same place. You go and pray for visa. Visa is a function of two things. The respect that the country you are applying to have for you as a person, or the respect that the country you are applying to have for your country. So that's why a Dangote will get visa to go to US, to go to UK, to go to Canada. He's the richest man in Africa. They respect him. The only hope that you and I have, children of the poor man and woman, is if the country we are applying to has respect for our country. Because they don't have respect for us because we have not shown workings. They don't know you. Wole Soyinka will get visa because they have respect for him. Your president will get visa because he's the president of a country, even has a diplomatic passport. But for you, the common man, the respect they have for your country is what will qualify you for visa. And as we speak, Nigeria is not a respected country anymore.
And it's getting worse.
And it's getting worse by the day. Yeah. It's not even US, UK, and Canada and Germany that is rejecting you now. Ghana is rejecting you. South Africa is rejecting you. Zambia is rejecting you. Egypt is rejecting you. Libya, that is at war, is deporting Nigerians. Have you ever heard that Nigeria deport a Libyan?
That's how
have you ever heard a Nigerian deport Lebanese? Have you ever heard Nigeria deporting South Africans?
But do they have papers? Do they have to have papers to be in Nigeria?
Yes! It's a country. They need a visa to come here.
Wow.
They come here and you call them expatriates. You go there and you are the scum of the earth. They look for how to deport you. South Africans have been bullying us for the longest. Because it is not South Africa's fault. In 1993, South Africa, some of you students, not you now, students of that time, gather money to send to South Africa when apartheid was eating them up there to support the revolutionaries. Today, South Africa is deporting Nigerians. In the 70s, there was Ghana must go. Today, Ghanaians are saying Nigeria must.
So if we continue like this, that means it's going to get worse.
A time will come, it will be a pariah. You'll be like a country like Somalia. Nobody wants to touch. You'll be like Afghanistan. So it is not prayer. That your prayer is a waste of time. I mean, it's good to pray, but while you pray, make sure you vote. So that when you have a proper leadership, your country is even more. When your president is accused of drug dealing, how will you be respected? I mean, I'm not saying he did it, but the information are publicly available. It's not like I'm scared. There's nothing we have not seen before. How will you be respected? If all your governors are stealing money to buy houses in Atlanta,
How will the US government respect you? Your leaders are thieves. We know them. Our passport is getting weaker. It's not, it's the weakest it has been.
It's the weakest, though. Honestly. Guys, that is it. You know, we are praying. As we are praying, go get your PVC. If you don't want a repetition,
90% of what you pray for.
if you don't want a repetition of what we are seeing under the Tinubu's government, they kidnapped 5 people in Yoruba land and they choose to hide it. 5 people were kidnapped.
Did you know that yesterday, 30th June 2026, 5 persons were kidnapped along Shagam Ore Road? Do you know why you didn't hear it in the news? Why it didn't, that news didn't make headlines? Let me break it down to you. Because in the southwestern part of Nigeria, we the Yorubas, while our fathers are still busy shouting, Tinubu lo ba Nigeria jori ekolo ti bere, o ma pari odun mejo Yoruba lo kan. Meaning that no be Tinubu spoil Nigeria. You know, this damage no start with Tinubu. Whether he damage or he no damage, Tinubu must complete his 8 years. Our mothers are still busy collecting rice, collecting spaghetti, collecting noodles. They are even collecting as little as tomato paste, sachet tomato paste. Meanwhile, their children, now when it got to the children, I have to say their children because I'm not part of those useless children from Yoruba land. Their children are still busy shouting 4+4, Jagaban 2027, Tinubu Lokan. If you are not voting Tinubu in Lagos, don't come out and vote. They are still shouting. So far, no, they tire now. Now, those 5 people that were kidnapped, I really cannot tell if they are all Yorubas. But the people the people whose children have been kidnapped in Oyo State, they were also warned before that thing. Stop taking rice, stop taking. They would have turned deaf ears. Ojo will have to which they want wise for Yoruba land. Like play, our elders are beginning to sound stupid. Even the Bible says grey-headedness is a sign of wisdom. No, in the southwest, grey-headedness has become a sign of foolishness. Now, when I look at the way our elders in Yoruba land, how they talk about politics, when I look at the tribal bigotry we played in Yoruba land, I become scared. Maybe I'm looking at 10, 15 years from now. Will there be any wise elder in Yoruba land? Aside from a very few ones that we still have, the likes of Uncle Dele Farotimi, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and a few others who I cannot remember. But these 2, I remember very well. President Obasanjo may have done some terrible things in the past, but now he realized that he's drawing closer to his grave. So he's trying to mend his ways with his creator. Meanwhile, at the same time, there are some others that are also of the same age grade with him, the same age level with him. It is now that they are displaying tribal bigotry. All because of what? Money that you will be giving to, you won't take a penny to your grave. Even if money is loaded in your coffin, it will rot underground, nothing of no value to you. It's a shame. It is a shame. It is a shame that in Yoruba land we are gradually normalizing kidnapping. We are gradually getting used to it, and there are some useless so-called alphas and shehu in Yoruba land. Because you are the people calling these people to come and do these things. Yes, from the day you invited Sheikh Gumi was the day all of these things started. You see, if you never touch you, go to be like, say, they play. So your mama see they go collect rice. I still saw a video this morning of some women dancing. They give them 2 jerrycan of rice, tie them for black land, and they carry them for and say that they dance, they're happy. When bandits kidnap you, no be rice they go collect from you.
The message is clear for those who have ears to hear. So the president does not know anything that is happening in the country. Just listen.
I've sat with the president maybe twice, right? Very briefly. What you don't realize about the president, doesn't actually know what's going on. Honestly, I mean, how would he know? He's in a motorcade. He's driving so fast, they can't see anything. Right? His phone is not with him. There's an aide. If he doesn't want you to talk to the president, you can't talk to the president. Everybody who comes to him is scheduled. You can't meet him on the streets. The guy actually does not know anything that's happening in the country. And he has security briefings, meaning he doesn't read newspapers. So all he knows is whatever they give him in that security briefing. 100 million people could have died yesterday. If they don't want him to know, he will not know. I can tell you for free. He will not know. The principal secretary of the president, he doesn't want him to know something, he would not know what happened.
One day I read in the headline.
Where he said Tinubu does not know everything that is happening in the country. That if they decide to hide all the information from him, he will never know.
Excellency, my contribution, my little contribution to your speech, is that the problem of Africa, problem of Nigeria, rests clearly on leadership. It is bad leadership that is the problem of Africa. It has nothing to do with colonialism. We were colonized years ago. Today, it's African leaders that turned Africa into a gigantic criminal enterprise. And I'll give you an example. Let me use this university. Let me use this university to give you an example of the problem we face in our country. This university, if you're employed here, you work hard for several years to be a professor. And if you're a professor in this university, your salary is 400,000 naira. And if they pay you without spending your money for 30 years, your salary will amount to 144 million, which is not up to what we used to buy a car for a legislator in Nigeria. That is the problem of Nigeria.
Yes.
That is the problem of Nigeria. That is number one. Number two, this university where you are, the overhead they give to the vice chancellor from federal government of Nigeria is about 10 million naira. So in 1 year, they will get about 120 million naira. They have over 500 professors, over 4,000 lecturers, over 40,000 students. They get 10 million naira, 120 million naira MBA. So 5 of universities like this will get about 600 million naira annually, which if you convert to dollar today, is about
So, guys, that's Mr. Peter Obi talking about the problem of Africa. Poor leadership remains our biggest problem. Poor leadership. That has been the challenge of Africa. A whole lot is happening in Nigeria. We just hope that this time around, our vote is going to count. Now, there is this doctor that passed away. Report has it that according to reports, the young doctor who was serving at the military hospital in Port Harcourt allegedly requested 3 weeks medical leave due to his worsening health, but his request was not approved. He eventually returned home on the 26th of June 2026 and visited Asiukpo Memorial Hospital, Calabar, the following day for medical tests. Sadly, before the investigation could be completed, he passed away at about 4:30 p.m. on July 29th, guys. This medical doctor was sick and requested for a leave. Look at the young guy, very vibrant, guys. You know, they denied him the permission to go home and treat himself. He stayed there and kept managing. They only released him when he was almost dying, only for him to finally die, even without seeing the result of what was actually wrong with him. 25-year-old medical doctor who spent 7 years in medical school, completed 1 year internship, and was serving in the NYSC, reportedly fell seriously ill and requested 3 weeks leave, but his request was allegedly denied. That's the Nigerian system for you, you know. But if our politicians, if they have headache, they will fly to the UK, fly to London, fly to France. But this core member, you know, had to ask for permission. They denied him that permission, and his health got worse, only for him to leave the hospital, for him to go back home when it was already critical, as in, and he couldn't make it again after spending 7 years in the hospital. Now, this is coming from Maurice Monnier. He said this is the road in Delta. You saw the guy who was talking about Delta State. Delta State, Akwa Ibom State, these are states that collect the biggest of their allocation in Nigeria. But when you go to their state, nothing to write home about. Just compare them with Alex Oti that came on board just how many years ago? 3 years ago. See the transformation in Abia. Recently, I talked about the smart school Abia State is building with American standard. Not the type that the Mbappe Tamba building in Enugu State, that rain fell and spoiled everything. No. Alex Oti is building, you know, smart schools in Abia in a very solid way. Guys, this is Delta State, one of the states collecting the biggest of their locations. And this person here wrote, Monye wrote and said, this is the road to my father's house in Danyocha Obo, and someone thinks I should not be angry enough to not present myself to contest for office, or I will hide the road so as not to look bad on social media. We are getting involved to get rid of criminals and principalities holding down the community for decades. Just look at the state of the roads, and everyone around is quiet. Everyone around is quiet. Can you imagine what the small businesses on this road are going through? Just look at it. If you buy a new brown vehicle, you are going home, these are some of the things you are going to meet on the way. Just immerse your new car into all these kind of potholes that there might even be nails inside, and they will end up destroying your tires. Guys, APC has shown Nigerians that they are not interested in leadership. It's all about the looting, that they are looting Nigerians, guys, you know. After 5 years, I'm officially an engineer graduate, master's in mechatronics and robotic engineering in the bag, guys. This is an amazing news. A big congratulations to you. I really love it when I see news like this, people, you know, making a lot of milestones in their academic journey. President Bola Tinubu is currently meeting behind doors with Benue State Governor Reverend Hyacinth Olia and former Governor Senator Gabriel Suswam at the presidential villa. You know, crisis in APC. These are the kind of things Tinubu is attending to. Tinubu has not called for your state's kidnap victims, or Tinubu is having meeting with APC members that have crises, that have you know, differences among themselves. Tinubu is all about 2027. He hasn't called Makinde to even know if there's any new news. Tinubu is supposed to be talking with Makinde on a daily basis to ask if there are new developments, maybe from the community members, or as the chief security leader in the state, Makinde gets briefing every day. Tinubu is supposed to call and say, okay, are there latest information? Do you know where the children are now? Are the terrorists saying anything? Tinubu has not called Makinde since all your students were kidnapped. But Tinubu is having meeting with APC members because of their crisis. He wants to settle every crisis so that it will be an easy win for him. No, Tinubu, it's not going to be an easy win for you. The National Assembly are errand boys to Tinubu, Barrister Darlington. You know, like people accusing Akpabio that he has EFCC case, so he can never do anything against.
Barrister, can we talk about the National Assembly here? Because I mean, according to the Constitution, according to the Constitution, they have the power of the purse. So what is their role here? If such an oversight, if such amount of money can just be approved, look, did it even go through an approval? If such an amount of money can't be accounted for, what exactly is their role at the end of the day?
Please, my dear, let me tell you the truth, and that is the fact. The National Assembly you have are errand boy to the executive of this country. They are errand boy to Tinubu because Akpabio said it, that whatever comes from the villa, he will just stamp it without even going through. He said it with his own mouth. So is that a body you call your National Assembly? They cannot be my National Assembly because they are not living up to it. If they do, both the fake agency and what, they would have discovered it. It's like these people don't even know what it means to govern. These are things they should have combed. That is, they have a committee on this budgeting. Who would have comb? That is, use comb it. Pick out all the relevant agencies there. They should have done, that's their work. Okay. They should have done the budget.
So guys, don't forget that it's not just only the agencies they are fraudulently setting up. There were accusations of budget padding, you know, which always happen in almost all the governments. They will bring all kinds of things into the budget just to pad it so that they'll be able to get more money from the state coffer for themselves. So guys, that is it. Nigeria is just sinking because of poor leadership. Now, this person tweeted as regards to Oyo State kidnapping. He said, when they needed votes, he came with an entourage to beg governor. But when kidnappers invaded our town, he did not know the location of Oyo on the map again. He couldn't even put a simple call to the governor, to the state governor. He only cares about politics, not lives. Now, this was Tinubu and his group. See them, moment they came to Oyo State to, you know, campaign, they came to the state governor to also speak with him for support and all that. And the same government now, people have been kidnapped, not just people. We are talking about children, have been in forest for how long? We don't even know if the terrorists have taken them outside of Nigeria. We don't think they are in Oyo State. We don't know where they are. But it's sad to hear that the Tinubu's government has not deemed it necessary to at least call the governor. So if Tinubu is not in touch with the governor, how are we sure that the government is even in touch with the parents of the kidnapped children? Guys, you can imagine that your child who is 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years was kidnapped until today. You have not seen that child. How do you go to bed sleeping? Nigerians, you are left to your own fate by this government. They don't care about your plight. And that's why you owe yourself the duty of going to get your PVC. You know, go and get your PVC to vote away this government. So this video has been trending. The man who is accused, this was the moment he talked about what Femi Gbadabiamila was demanding from him, which I'm not going to play because this news, APC know what they are doing. If they want to rescue this country, they should investigate it. So guys, I'm going to end the session here. I want to plead with you, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. I'll be compiling all the headlines and bringing them here to share with you so that you have a comprehensive knowledge of what is happening in the political space in Nigeria. That's the essence of this live session. So subscribe for more updates and turn on the bell notification so that you get notified each time I go live or I upload a video. And please, if you don't mind, give this video a like so that YouTube can also push it out for more people to see. I really want to say thank you for your support, staying with me to the end of today's live session. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let's meet again in my next live session. God bless you and good night. Bye.